Welcome to the What We Do channel. Today I'm going to talk about the 5 secrets I have learned over the last 40 years that give me huge tomato harvests. These steps are for traditional, in-the-ground tomato growing. My main goal is always to produce enough tomatoes to can all the sauce my wife and I use for a whole year. For this we require 3 55-pound or 25 kilogram bushels. Last year, by the end of the summer, my 20 plants produced 118 kilograms, that's 260 pounds of tomatoes, which is 13 pounds per plant. So we easily surpassed our goal. We used an extra bushel to make tomato juice, and I canned a batch of whole tomatoes. In these numbers, I didn't include the end of the season, when the quality of the tomatoes begins to diminish.
I can't reach the ones right in the middle here.
I'll get them. Did it rain last night?
I was wondering whether it rained last night.
Yeah. If you follow the 5 steps in this video, you will definitely need a plan for preserving your huge tomato harvest. Here is step 1. Look after your soil, and your soil will look after you. I make enough compost every year to cover all my garden beds. A super healthy soil, rich in organic matter, is so important for a successful garden. I lay about an inch of compost over the beds in the late fall. I till the compost into the soil just before planting in the spring. There are always plenty of eggshells added to my compost, so I know the soil is getting a steady supply of calcium. When I started this garden 22 years ago, the soil was in a sorry state. It was very heavy clay, with next to no organic matter. My compost treatments over the last couple of decades have turned my hard clay into friable, rich, gorgeous soil that tomatoes just love. If your soil is in bad shape, don't lose heart. The first application of organic matter will make a big difference, and after a few years, your soil will be great. Of course, you can buy compost or manure if you don't have your own supply. Now we come to step 2. Grow modern hybrids. To get huge harvests, I grow modern, high-yielding, very disease-resistant hybrids.
It's beautiful.
These are pickers, these types.
Yes.
The ones along the wall, they're Plum Regal, and their tomatoes can be twice the size of these.
Wow.
Although I think overall these have
Wow.
a higher yield, more pounds.
And you know what? You've still got more tomatoes coming.
Oh,
I can see that. Oh, I'm sorry, I picked a green one.
just throw it in the ground. I do that too.
Sorry.
You can't help it sometimes.
No, it just kind of dropped into my hand. This is incredible.
A few years ago, when I was learning to use my new grow lights, I messed up and killed my tomato seedlings. So that year, I had to go and buy replacements from the local garden centre. The only plum tomatoes they carried were the old varieties, Roma and San Marzano. During that summer, from those traditional varieties, I only managed about a quarter of the normal yield I get from my modern hybrids. And what disease problems I had. Please don't get me wrong. I believe that growing the old heirloom varieties is good too. It's important for maintaining genetic diversity. But this is a video about huge yields. And great huge yields come from modern, productive, disease-resistant hybrids. Here we are at step 3. Support your plants. To achieve their full potential, your tomato plants need to be well supported. I have developed a support system called the Cage and Weave. It is easily set up and torn down for your yearly crop rotation. There are other successful tomato support systems out there. Just be sure to choose a strong one, because if you follow the 5 secrets in this video, your plants will be carrying a heavy crop. This brings me to step 4. Keep your tomatoes well fertilized. Tomatoes are heavy feeders. The seed company I order from recommends fertilizing the plants every week while they are in their active growing phase. I sprinkle a little bit of 10-10-10 or similar organic fertilizer at the base of each plant every week. When the growth slows and the fruit starts to ripen, I reduce the fertilizing to once every 2nd week, as too much nitrogen at this stage can make the tomatoes soft. Now for step 5. Water, water, water. If we don't get enough rain, I water my tomato plants every day. It is very important to get the moisture down to the deep roots and not just the surface roots. I dig a hole between each group of 4 plants so I can easily deep water. If you let your plants dry out between watering, the fruit won't receive the calcium it needs, and the result is blossom end rot. Lots of blossom end rot. You can easily lose half your potential harvest to blossom end rot if you don't water every day when it doesn't rain. If you do water every day, your tomatoes can often avoid blossom end rot altogether. Daily watering also helps to protect your ripening tomatoes from cracking. If the plants dry out and then there is a big rainstorm, the pressure inside the plant can often crack open the skins of your fruit. If the plants are regularly watered, a rainstorm won't cause the skins to crack open. Be ready for humongous harvests. To recap, here are the 5 steps. 1. Look after your soil, and your soil will look after you. 2. Modern hybrid plants provide huge yields. 3. Your tomatoes need a good, strong trellising system. 4. Fertilize every week while your plants are actively growing. 5. Water, water, water. If it doesn't rain, water every day. Oh, and one last tip. You will have so many tomatoes, why not ask your mum to help with the picking?
Gosh, there's so many of these. Oh, here's one under here. Gosh, there were so many. Whoops, I can't get that one.
Thank you for watching the What We Do channel, and have a great day.